Hi, today we're going to look at this Venmo transaction data set that's been published on GitHub. Basically, it details more than 7 million transactions scraped from Venmo based on public transfers of money. And as you can see, the compressed size is about a gig, and decompressed, it's almost 11 gigs. And it has more than 7 million transactions. And I've downloaded this data into Gigasheet. I'll post the link to this as well. But I've got it here loaded into my library. It took a couple minutes to upload, and I actually zipped it first and used the compressed version to save on upload time. And then Gigasheet automatically decompresses it and displays it. When it first came in, it actually displays in rows and columns like a spreadsheet like this. You can click on any row to see all the detail. This is especially helpful in wide data sets like this, so you don't have to keep scrolling horizontally. You can actually kind of skim down here and check it out. You can also see all the columns that are available and even search them here in this menu. To start off with, what we'll do is what I had shown before, which was a group. And so we can group by anything, any column in this data set. For example, if we wanted to see which different apps are being tracked here, we can see that. And you'll see in parentheses here a row count to the right of each of these. So I'll just remove that. But it's pretty cool because you can start to do some analysis of, let's see if I can find like the sender or recipient of this data. So let's just see, username appears throughout this data set. So I see mentions here, payment target username. That's kind of what I'm looking for. So I'll group by that. You'll see it shows that up here. So now I can see there are a bunch that don't have any target username, which is kind of interesting. And then we have a count of the others. I could actually sort by this. You can see here it's added row count to the right with this ID. And I'll just sort from 9 to 1. And I can see this target username has received way more than anyone else, and that's because it's empty. And then I have this in descending order here. And then we have payment actor username, which I'll put in front here. And we could also, of course, like rearrange these. And basically what this does is creates subgroups. So you can see, for example, this particular user has only transacted, I believe, if I'm interpreting the data correctly, with this other user, at least publicly. If we expand that further, we can see the transactions for each of these. Maybe we want to see what apps they're using to conduct these transactions. In this case, it's the payment target username first and the actor username, which I'm assuming is the sender. I'm not super familiar with this data, but I'm just showing you how you can start to explore this. So we can see that here. You'll notice here there are different drop downs for aggregations. So we could see like the range in days that these transactions covered, for example. So this transpired over 205 days in this particular data set. You can also do other kinds of roll-ups, like see if there's empty data in here, or how many unique different transfers, are all these the same dollar amount, or what's the difference in these particular transfers. So whatever this transfer row is always empty in this particular slice of the data that we're looking at. So the easiest way to search on this data is using filters. You can also use this box, which also accepts regular expressions. This is similar to a find and file, but it doesn't work when the data is grouped like this. So in that case, we'll use the filter box. Here you can select from any of the columns that you want and complete a filter or query using pretty typical select boxes and things like that. So maybe I want to see a particular date range or something like this. So filters work pretty well, and you can build very complex filters with ands and ors however you like. You can even save filters when you're done if you want to reapply the filter to the same data set. In this case, this is just a one-time dump, so I'm not going to do that. I don't really know any of these usernames, so I'm not going to do the filter, but I don't know, maybe I could do one and say like, I'm assuming one of these columns is amount. Yeah, payment amount is, let's just say, is not empty. So we'll remove all those. It looks like payment amount is always empty in this particular data set. Is that right? So what I'll do now is just remove all these columns, select only payment amount. These are all the, this is what I want here. And then let's do empty. Yeah, it looks like they are all empty. So it must have been hidden in this data set for privacy reasons. But anyway, this is how you do basic data exploration with Gigasheet. Hope you found it helpful and that it answered your questions. There's lots more to explore in here.